Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and I want to take this moment just to thank everyone for listening to my channel. I really appreciate most of your really nice comments. Some of you guys aren't that nice, but most of you are amazing, and I just appreciate you for listening to my channel. Don't forget to tell others about it and hit subscribe, and we appreciate your support. This may be one of my last videos for the year because listening kind of tends to go down in December, closer to the holidays. But I will take requests, so go ahead and shoot me those messages. Reach out to us at Straightsmile Solutions or on our socials with any suggestions. You can always watch those playlists. There's over 2,300 videos. I'm sure we can keep you pretty occupied. And if you want CE credits, we have turned the videos into CE units as well. If you already watched them, you can probably just take that test and get your credits. You can get those at Straightsmile Solutions. We do appreciate your support. That helps to support our channel, all the free things. So since I think this might be my last video of the year, I always say it is, and then something else always comes up, but I'm gonna try to make it my last one of the year. The topic today is specifically, and this is from one of our listeners that reached out that said, well, how much space do you usually need for an implant? And I really can't answer that question because I am not a dentist that places implants or restores implants. Yes, I was trained in dental school, but did I ever do one? No, because I became an orthodontist. So I help to prepare the mouth, and I'm guided by the people who are placing and restoring the implants. So it's an interdisciplinary situation. Sometimes there's one dentist that places the screw and a different one that restores it. And sometimes there's one that does it all. So traditionally, the person who places the screw is either a periodontist or an oral surgeon, although there's plenty of general dentists that also place the screws. I mean, I'm always a little hesitant. My husband is a GP and he places implants, but not all. And he uses a guided stent and he does everything to the level of a specialist. He also works with specialists for guidance. But if it's a very difficult case, he will refer it out, not unlike ortho. So I'm not opposed to that because I tell you guys the same thing. Ortho's fine for a general dentist to do or a pediatric dentist, but if it's a challenging case, it needs to be referred out. And everyone has those different boundaries. So for those of you who are listening who don't know anything about implants, I will tell you what I know, which will probably be pretty simple, which is generally you need to create the space first with ortho. You need to upright the roots. This was done pretty well here. Whoever placed this didn't place it great. It should have been placed right in the middle and it should have been more upright because the eminence or the way it's going to come out is going to be weird. But I didn't place this, so. But you can get an idea. It should be more like this. So you have to upright the teeth so that you can place an implant. Now, the actual size of the space really depends on what brand of implant you're using. So if this was to scale, which it's not, but usually I'd say the minimum size of an implant is going to be, 4 or 5 millimeters of the actual width of it. And then you need some space on either side of bone for stability, right? It's kind of like if you plant a tree, you can't just have a tree right next to a tree right next to a tree. It needs to have some space for stability. So I don't know if that was the best analogy, but you get the idea. So that is why there's a minimum space. So I've heard minimum needs to be 7 millimeters by some dentists, 7.5 by others, 8 by others. So somewhere in there. And now, of course, if you're doing a lateral or a lower incisor, I mean, there are some mini implants that are out there that maybe are a little smaller, but again, the smaller the implant, the less stability potentially, and the less likely it's going to osseointegrate. So it's really up to whoever's placing it and restoring it as to how big the space needs to be. And you should ask them. I can't answer that question. All right. Have a great holiday season. And thank you for supporting our channel. Appreciate it. Take care.